Welcome to a very spooky DCU Daily. Today, it is Halloween. Well, for the next 10 minutes, it is Halloween. But, we tried our best, but things got delayed and all that good stuff. Dan is going to be on a little bit later. But you have me for right now. I got my perfectly aesthetic tonal t-shirt right now, of course. So we were not actually trick-or-treating enterprising, but I wish, but I'm considered too old now, so, can't do that. But we have a whole bunch of stuff for you today. We have, of course, box office projections, and then, of course, we have some trailers for you, some movie talk madness. Of course, our quick hits, and then we have a bunch of DC quick hits today. Not a ton, but the big thing today is Fancast Friday, where we take a key character from Halloween and are going to be fan casting them. Although on the East Coast, that is probably going to be on November 1st, but that's okay. It's Day of the Dead on November 1st, so it still kind of fits. So it works. But of course, all of that and more is going to be popping in right about now, maybe, or is it? Yes, of course. Intro time.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Corbin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
Oh, I apologize for that. It seems that we are going off a little bit today, but we are going... The intro was cut short. We greatly apologize for that. I'm just trying to figure things out right now. Apologies. We are going to be getting back into the intro. I'm sorry about that, guys. Again, I'm a little bit out of sorts today, being the holiday. I haven't really prepared for a day today, but we're going to be getting back into the news intro. I greatly apologize for that. So news intro again. I'm very sorry about that. We still have some things to prep. Greatly apologize. I'm very sorry, guys, today. It's okay. We're going to be good. We're going to be good.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Corbin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So here we go. We are getting into the show today. I greatly apologize for that. Again, a little bit out of sorts. I don't know where Dan is. We're gonna just, we're gonna get through it today. I apologize. Usually Halloween, I'm not doing job stuff today, but that's okay. But of course, the first thing we are going to be getting into is the thing that's probably the least exciting to you guys, and that is, of course, Black Phone. Yes, of course. Sorry, there was a bit of a spoiler there. I apologize. Again, smooth sailing for now. Smooth sailing for now. Let's hope. But here we go. Black Phone 2, the biggest hit for Blumhouse this year, is, of course, to prevail over a weak Halloween weekend. Of course, as Enterprising would say, Black Phone would. It is the biggest horror movie that's being released near a Halloween weekend, so of course it's gonna actually get stuff. But Enterprising, thank you for being here. I am well, thank you very much, and I think Geeky Guy might still be here, but he's just complaining as always. So, here we have Black Phone 2. Apparently, it has hit with a $7.6 million take for the weekend, down 41% from last weekend for a running cumulative of 61 million. Now, that's about the time it is, I think that's, I don't know what the budget is. I keep forgetting what the budget is. I apologize. But I thought Black Phone 2 was a great movie. So the budget was 30 million, so it's already made double. And then, but that even doesn't even count worldwide. So, you know, all that to get into as well. Yeah, I mean, the first one is great, is fantastic. I would say this is just as good as the first. Not better. It still has some pacing issues and all that, but it's still, like, overall, Ethan Hawke is phenomenal. You know, we have tons and tons of absolutely great actors in this, young and old. Mason Thames, however you pronounce his name. He's having a killer year. Well, maybe not with Regretting You, but that's still probably going to make a shit ton of money. So, you know, Black Phone 2 prevailing over a weekend with $7 million. So, of course, Regretting You and Chainsaw Man both are around $5 million. We have the second go around for K-pop Demon Hunters this week, with, you know, that coming back to theaters because it had a sing-along a couple months ago, and then now it's being brought back for the Halloween weekend. And then, of course, we also have re-releases for Back to the Future, Twilight, and then as well as Yorgos Lanthimos' newest film with Begonia, which is apparently 4 million this weekend. And then, of course, many more. So, yeah, so it looks like we have a good box office. And then, of course, we're going to be getting into, well, more of a general box office stuff is October revenue falls to 27-year low, excluding the pandemic, of course. You know, it's just, you know, we have Smashing Machine, Tron Ares, a lot of stuff, with October falling short, because usually October is the start of Oscar bait season. So that is definitely, you know, considering the fact it's falling to a 27-year low, is problematic. Hello, Steven. Nice to see you. Yeah, we haven't been having a lot of shows. I've been very busy this month, so I'm kind of taking a break, mental health stuff. So that's what I wanted to try and focus on. But also, hello, Anthony. Hey, D. Cole. And yeah, it's very sad October indeed. But happy Halloween, D. Cole. So yeah, it seems like we are going to be we've gotten a very slow October. It's expected to come at 425 million, the worst showing in 27 years, excluding COVID. And the last time October was this low was 1997, when combined ticket sales were 385.2 million, not adjusted for inflation. And then it kept, you know, getting bigger and bigger from there. So it's had some few bumps on the road, but yeah, it goes to show the light of the box office is not great. We are not queuing that shit ever, because fuck Mariah Carey. And Enterprising is wishing everyone, not just me, a very happy Halloween. So, but you know, it's not sad for the people that have been watching nothing but horror movies like me for this month. It burnt me out a little bit because there was a lot of them and I was never on schedule, but I managed to get through. I rewatched, of course, the classic. This month we got to prepare for our Fancast Friday this week, although right now, it just turned into Fancast Saturday. So, you know, it's no longer Halloween for the people on the East Coast and further beyond. But hey, for anybody watching from Central, Mountain, or Pacific timelines, hey, you still got an hour, 2 or 3 of the holiday left. So, hell yeah. Yeah, you better watch it, Derpy. If you start playing that shit, we are going to ban you like that. So, of course, that's not the only box office news. Apparently, Twilight was re-released, and it racked up a $1.5 million Wednesday. As, you know, people wanted not the good type of vampire, but the shitty, sparkly type of vampire. this. We are going to be getting into that, Hunter Iggy. We are going to be getting that. We're going to be getting into that later. So both Hunter and D. Cole, we're going to be getting into that later. So please hold on to your butts. We're going to be talking about that when we hit DCU Daily. Happy Halloween. Thank you very much, Movie Spud. Lovely to see you. So yeah, reissue, of course. People still like Twilight for some reason. I watched the movie as a bad movie rose. Honestly, it's just kind of boring. It's a very boring movie. It's not even like so bad it's good. It's just boring. So, but this isn't the only thing. We still have some projections. For the upcoming month of November, although now current month of November. But Wicked for Good is apparently tracking to open to a bewitching 115 million to 120 million on the Thanksgiving box office. So apparently the highly anticipated Wicked for Good is tracking in a 115 plus Thanksgiving box office. And then that makes sense considering that a year ago, so it was about the same. It was 112, a little bit less, but considering this is highly anticipated, it's a sequel, it finally got there. Of course, it's going to have a little bit more, but yeah, that's very exciting for Wicked. Now, what was my Halloween costume? A guy in a Halloween shirt. That's my Halloween. I just don't have the patience nor the drive to have a Halloween costume. So I just wore my Halloween shirt. And that's what I did for you guys. Tonight's movie, House on... Which version? The 1959 version or the 1999 version? Both are good for very different reasons. So also, hello, Tony. Happy Halloween. Wicked for Good is Mama Spud's most anticipated. Yeah, I mean, it's not my most anticipated, but I know a lot of people love it. So that's great to see. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Anyway, so yes, thank you very much. And thank you for your insight for Mama Spud. We all love and appreciate what you guys are going through this Halloween / November 1st. But that is it for the box office side of things. Now we're going to get into the trailers because we have quite a few trailers with, of course, Movie Talk Madness. So very lovely to see. And then of course we got a little dancing skeleton there. We got to throw some Halloween stuff in there. Ooh, we got Trick or Treat in there, anyway. But now for Movie Talk Madness. And Frankenstein's final trailer doesn't hold back on spoilers and fully reveals Jacob Elordi's creature. Now, I'm not going to be getting into this very specifically, because even though we know this story inside and out at this point, it's one of the most, adapted stories, along with, Dracula and, classic literature and all that. So, of course, we know the story, but I don't want to be spoiled, hence why I'm not going to be diving into this as much as the other trailers, because I have a lot to say about the other trailers, and you're going to see an angry John today, since I no longer have to be nice, calm, and collected because of my favorite holiday, but I am going to be a little bit of angry John later, so you're going to be getting some fun stuff there. But I am very excited for the upcoming Frankenstein. I know I didn't catch the limited theatrical run, unfortunately. So that is neither here nor there. But yeah, Frankenstein. Let's see what you guys are saying. But I do love the Blob 1980. I think it's a very, very, very good remake of the original, which is also great. It's almost underrated in a way. We don't know just yet. It is a Stephen King movie, so who knows? It's got Edgar Wright. It's got a pretty good cast, so it might make a lot, but it's in a weird time. It's going to be up against Predator Badlands, so that's too big. That's a big IP, so I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I hope it gets an amount, but I can see Predator, beating out that. Not sure if it's still on there, but Tubi has a great, I'm sure it does. Tubi is the GOAT in terms of streaming services. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've heard a couple people say, like, some people said I've heard mixed to positive, because most people were like, it's good but messy. Another one of my friends who's read the novel and loved the novel, he said it was fantastic. I think my sister saw it. She said it was really good. Another friend of mine, she said it was very good, but again, it's kind of a mess. It's a visually striking, but a very messy movie. I like only two trick-or-treat. Yeah, the trick-or-treaters tonight have not been good. I was over at my friend's house today, and we less than a dozen. I think it's where I was, because it was like not great weather. It was kind of raining on and off. It was very windy, so people were kind of like afraid to go out. But yeah, I wish I could have seen it. I just didn't have the time to see it, unfortunately, and what a goddamn shame. Yes, thank you for your insight, though. Rising, yeah, that's because I know it's still available in theaters. It just depends where it is in the country. It's most faithful outside of certain elements. Yeah, I've heard it's very. Now, the way my friend has talked about it is that he said it is more like on a depth level, more like the book, while the Kenneth Branagh version is more surface level, like the book. So it's more the core themes there, which was intentional by Del Toro. He said it's more of a father and son story, which is what the original kind of is in a weird sort of way. So, Tony agreeing with me. Windy, rainy all day, but stopped by 5-1 was Chucky Gerber with an get his Art the Clown. Jesus Christ. But yeah. I think now we're going on to the next trailer. Less exciting for this one, unfortunately. And that's Scream 7, guys. Now, I have talked about many things in regards to this franchise. I've never been the biggest Scream fan. Quite a few, yes, of course, as Del Toro usually is, even on a Netflix budget. So Scream 7, the Scream franchise is a franchise I never really fell in love with. I thought it was kind of overblown, a little overrated. I mean, they're perfectly fine films. When I watched them when I was younger, I was like, okay, these are fine. I rewatched the second one recently, and even though I don't think it's good, or I don't think it's great, I've come to have an appreciation towards it because of how ungodly fucking atrocious Scream 5 was. So I like Scream. I like Scream 2. I like Scream 3. I very much enjoy Scream 4. I think Scream 4 is the best Scream movie, in my opinion. I think that nailed all the aspects that Wes Craven was going for with that movie. Now, and plus it has Emma Roberts playing a sadistic cunt, aka herself. So I watched Scream 5. I was curious about him. Again, I'm like, not a huge. So I watched Scream 4, which I really liked. And then I watched Scream 5, which is one of those movies I didn't hate when I first watched it. And then it was one of those things that just got worse and worse for me as it just got worse for me as time went on. And I hate the movie. Now, it's not like the worst movie. It's very competently well made and all that, but it's just, I just don't like it. I refuse to watch Scream 6 because pretty much everyone said it's Jason Takes Manhattan meets Scream 2. And I'm like, all right, I don't need to watch this shit. And then I initially didn't plan to watch this trailer, but I'm like, you know what? Watch it for the show. Let's see. But when it came out a few days ago, some people on Discord got into like a fight, just ripping this apart. I'm like, oh my God, how bad is this? And so I finally watched the trailer, and guys, this looks like dog shit. It literally looks like the movies Scream parodied or Scream satirized for the first 6 entries, because this just looks like a generic direct-to-video ripoff of Scream. Like, I hate Scream 5. I might have to go and apologize to Scream 5 because of how atrocious this looked. Yeah, okay, Neve Campbell is back. She looks like she's on fucking like what's the sleep medication, like Xanax. It looks like she's on fucking Xanax throughout the whole thing. Thank you, Enterprising. This looks so. It looks like it looks like the shit that Scary Movie parodied way back in the fucking 90s and 2000s. This just looks. This looks terrible. Like Neve Campbell is sleeping through a performance. Gail is in it for 2 seconds. And it feels like the last 2 movies like didn't happen. With the exception of Mason Gooding showing up. It's exactly. She's like, fine, I'm not going to appear in Scream 6 because fuck you didn't pay me. And we're like, okay, we need you. Scream, holy fuck, we got rid of our main actresses because we're fucking stupid. Please come back. Kevin Williamson, please come direct. Bring in Matthew Lillard. Bring in this guy. Bring in that guy. Please come back. Please come back so we get our money back. Please. It's just reeks of desperation. And Scary Movie is returning, and I honestly might go see it, even though I have never seen a single Scary Movie, because I don't really like how they did parodies. I mean, the Wayans are okay. It's just I don't really like those type of movies. But I hope it rips like Scream 5 and 6 a fucking new one. That's what I hope for. But yeah, I mean, Matthew Lillard is back through the voice changer, and that's it. Like that's the only thing. Exactly. It screams desperation. It screams generic. It just looks bad. It looks so fucking and it just goes to show. Yeah, okay, cool. We got Kevin Williamson back for writing. Awesome. He has only directed one other movie before, and it stunk. It was because of studio meddling, yes. But it was some movie with Helen Mirren in like late 90s. It came out in the wake of the Columbine Pew Pew, and because of that, it got hacked to hell because of the violence. So they, had to like change a whole bunch of stuff, and that's why. But like this looks so flat. It looks so boring. It looks like it hurts to look at. Like I don't like Scream 5 and 6. At least Radio Silence has good movies under their belt. They have Ready or Not. They have the VHS movies. They have good movies under their belt that they've written, directed, produced. Kevin Williamson doesn't have a good directorial movie under his belt. He's written a lot of good stuff. Scream, of course, and I really like The Faculty. That's probably my favorite Kevin Williamson written movie. But yeah, because it was so fucking obvious. Oh my God, soy boy incel? Gee whiz, I wonder who he's gonna be. But yeah, I already know who the killers are because I read leaks, and it turns out the leaks are in fact true. So there's that. And McKenna Grace, girly pop, you need a better agent. Regretting you, FNAF 2, this. Honey, you need a better agent. How can you go from fucking Mike Flanagan movies and shows to this shit? Like, girl, honey, you need a better agent. You and Mason need better agents. Yeah, we got lucky with Black Phone 2 for Mason, but holy garbage, you guys need better agents. Yeah, Faculty, so underrated. So good, so underrated. Yeah. Exactly. After all that hoopla of her not, because again, as I keep saying, it is a fucking desperation move. They are desperate. After they fired Melissa Barrera under bullshit fucking reasons, and soon Jenna Ortega left, while both of them were at the peak of their careers, they realized they fucked up. They fucking realized they fucked up, so they were gonna do anything and everything to get who they needed and what they needed back. But the thing is, what is there to fucking satirize at this point? Scream satirized slasher movies. Scream 2 satirized sequels. Scream 3 satirized trilogies. Scream 4 satirized remakes. Scream 5 satirized elevated horror and requels. Scream 6, I think that like parodied like urban environmental films. I don't know, but like it did something. I think it was like satirizing sequels again or some shit like that. A buddy of mine said he's like, it's like Scream 2, but bad. So exactly. You fucked up. They fucked up and they know it. And so, but the thing is, getting everybody back for a sequel, that's not going to be it. That's not going to be it, Spyglass. You have a incoming bomb on your hands. I don't believe anybody like all the comments are like, oh my god, it's back to its roots. Oh my god, this looks like the best thing ever. I don't believe it's all bots, dead internet theory. I don't believe anybody is fucking excited for this garbage. Okay, it's so fucking desperate, so desperate. Exactly. Eat dicks, David Ellison. Fucking go fucking kick rocks, loser. Anyway, but with Scream 7, like this whole trailer, I have forgotten like 90% of the trailer already. Like the daughter character looks so stiff. And also, like, what happened to the other kids that Sydney had in Scream 5? Because if you remember when they called her, I think Gail called her, she was pushing a stroller. Like, she had young kids, but now she only has one daughter. Is this taking place, like, fucking 15 years into the future? Because that's the only thing I can give, or they just straight up retcon those kids out of existence. So, I don't know. I just know this looks terrible. This is making Scream 5 look like Scream 4 and Scream 1, because fuck me, this looks terrible. It's bad. It just looks like a terribly horrendously awful movie. And I'm very sad. Like, I feel bad for the Scream fans, because Scream has, for the most part, been a pretty strong franchise. The only ones that people don't really like that much are Scream 3 and maybe Scream 4. But Scream 4 is more mixed now than anything. But and I know a lot of people like Scream 5. I'm the outlier, which is fine. And whatever, I made peace with that a long time ago. And for the most part, people like Scream 6. So it's been a strong franchise. But the thing is, there's nothing left to satirize anymore. And because of that, it looks generic. You got a bad director because they were like, oh, Kevin Williamson. Well, he's been part of this franchise since the beginning. Yeah, because he had the guiding hand of Wes Craven. Wes Craven was a great director. Kevin Williamson just fucking isn't, and he doesn't have the resume to back it up. It's not like William Peter Blatty or Dalton Trumbo that got lucky and only directed one or two movies that were amazing. This looks flat as a board. This looks generic. It screams desperation, and I feel bad for Scream fans, because the fact that they've had a relatively strong franchise for the most part, and it's going to come crashing down with this direct-to-video crap, I feel a little bad. Also, yes, congratulations to Robert Englund on his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I did see some clips of that. He had the glove. He was posing. Heather Langenkamp was there. That was great. Now, that is a great franchise, as we did do a ranking a couple days ago. So if you haven't checked our Tier List Tuesday of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, please go watch that in honor of Robert Englund. And then after that, you can watch our fan casting of Freddy Krueger, which we did last Friday. So yeah. But yeah, let's move on to bigger and better things. No, not bigger and better things, because now we have to talk about Stranger Things season 5. Yeah, this also looks like shit. I have not liked Stranger Things since season 2. So I've pretty much made peace with the fact that the show will never be as good as the first 2 seasons. And I'm just gonna watch it. It's the last season. Stranger Things season 3 had some good ideas, but it was overall so fucking stupid. I really liked the first episode of season 4, and then boom, just terrible, just absolutely terrible. The rest of the season. Then speaking of Robert Englund, they fucking wasted him on that goddamn show, and fuck them for that. Anyway, and season 5 the trailer just, again, there's no excitement anymore. Like, even people that love seasons 3 and 4, I've seen, they're like, this is like nothing. This is a whole pile of nothing. And well, the thing is, I never watched Game of Thrones, but I don't know, man. Honestly, I still think Game of Thrones, because, I know that just shit the bed so badly that it, like, made people hate the entire show. Meanwhile, this show, similar to Heroes, it just was a downward spiral that by the end of it, I think most people just don't fucking care anymore. Yeah, you know how this is. I'm going to take a wild guess how this is going to end. 11 is going to hold out her hand, scream, use her telekinesis to rip the villain apart, have a nosebleed, and then the day will be saved. Maybe some people will die, and boom, there you go. That's season 5 for you in a nutshell. But it just, like, as I keep saying, the excitement's not there, like, and it's sad because, like, season 1 was like fucking the greatest thing ever. Season 2 was, I really liked season 2. I know not a lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't like that, but I liked it. I thought it was great. Season 3, it was just so dumb. The Russians taking over the mall and all that shit, dumb as fuck. Had some decent ideas, but overall dumb. Then season 4, honestly, the only thing good about that was, like, Murray, like, killing Russians and aliens with a flamethrower. That was honestly the best thing about that entire, and seeing Robert Englund. The rest of it can fuck off. Well, and episode 1. But yeah, it just felt like, it's just Stranger Things just feels like such, like, normie horror to me. Like, the people that find, like, Insidious scary, it's just like, all right, okay. It's just like the Stranger Things was made for people that don't really like horror to get either into horror or to fool themselves into liking it. So, I just think that this show has just been so dull the past 3 seasons. Well, 2 seasons in addition to this one. So, yeah, I'm not, like, angry about it like Scream 7. Well, I'm not even that angry about Scream 7 because it's, again, that's a franchise I don't really love that much to begin with. This was a show that I loved at one point, and season 4 was just so lame. It just, half the characters, they didn't know what to do with them. It was just doing the same notes over and over again. Matthew fucking Modine comes out of nowhere. Jonathan is like a fucking paperweight. He's fucking useless. And you have all these things and all these, like, ideas that were, like, kind of there, but, like, they just kind of don't really do anything for me. And yeah, this just looks kind of lame. It just looks like the same thing over again. It's just repetitive. It's just, yeah, season 3 really, honestly, I'm kind of back and forth between 4 and 3 on which one was, worse, but it all depends. It honestly depends on the day. But yeah, season 5 trailer, we don't see a lot of Steve, unfortunately. I saw Dan mention that in the chat, but yeah, I just think yeah, just kind of lame, and it's just kind of boring, and it's repetitive. So I'm gonna watch it, like, but it's the last season. I'm like, all right, I've made it this fucking long, might as well just just stick with it, I guess. But I'm so done. Just kind of lame. Yeah, running up that hill, more like running away from this fucking show once it finally ends. But then of course we did. These are some snippets from the trailer. We saw, Vecna using Will against them. He's probably gonna fucking die. Either Jonathan or Steve is gonna die, and then Nancy's gonna end up with the other one that doesn't. And then, Sadie Sink is probably gonna bite the bullet because, obviously she's in a fucking coma for most of it. And look, it's 11 using her powers. Look, it's David Harbour being cool. It's like, all right, great. We have some touching moments between the cast. We have some, it's interesting how, like, this place that Hawkins didn't become a total fucking ghost town after what happened last season, but like, sure, I guess. We get more stuff. We got more stuff from the Upside Down, red stuff. Oh, look, things being threatening. Great. Hey, I will say if Caleb McLaughlin actually makes it through, he'll be the first black guy to make it through a horror thing. Yeah, I just think oh, look, Bass Reeves came in to be an asshole and troll the chat and then fucking leave. I love how, like, people are like, Netflix is exploring options, and then everyone is just taking that as, it's being sold to Netflix. It's like, all right, stop being a brain-dead fucking moron and get the fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Steve is dying and I will break Vecna is back. Honestly, yeah. Hey, you know what? Busy. That's not too bad. But I mean, it's mainly just it's just like motion capture and shit like that, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's it for the Stranger Things season 5 stuff for Movie Talk Madness. But now we are going to be getting into something a little bit quicker, and that is indeed the Quick-Hits. Let's get into that elevator music right now. And we are going to enjoy. So obviously, first on this real quick. But yeah. So first things first is kind of a surprising move because we were just talking about Paramount stuff yesterday. So you know, I think this is kind of an interesting shocker. So we were talking about Paramount yesterday and how Taylor Sheridan essentially left Paramount to go to NBC Universal, but it's interesting how Paramount is actually keeping him in the fold for the Call of Duty movie with Peter Berg directing. So apparently Taylor Sheridan will pen the video game adaptation in a surprising move following the top creator's departure for NBC Universal. You know, I think that's definitely an interesting duo. Taylor Sheridan's usually a pretty good writer, and Peter Berg is like a decently okay action director. Like, he mainly does like true stories and biopics and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. I mean, it won't be as good as whatever Steven Spielberg had planned, but you know, Activision is run by morons, so we can't get that. But hey, we can always rewatch you know, Saving Private Ryan. But yeah, this is definitely a shocker. Very interesting. I think it might be just be for this one project, because remember we also talked about his big opening, the opening of the studio, of the like backlot, like sub studio or whatever at Paramount. So it might be yeah. Yeah, well, he's not directing, he's writing. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you fixed that. Yep. So definitely weird, definitely yeah, TVN movie, because he does both. So I think he's just staying on for this and that weird studio thing that he was doing for Paramount. But yeah, not excited for the movie because it's probably going to be crap, but I can't imagine what the hell they're going to do with a Call of Duty movie. It's just war, so like, I don't know. So this is apparently a one movie deal, as Sheridan's overall deal with starts in spring of 2026, so we're probably going to be getting this before then. So yeah, so that was all that, but hey, wherever the money goes, right? But next up, speaking of movies getting greenlit, apparently Warner Brothers is getting a 2028 release Hello Kitty movie. A theatrical feature based on the Sanrio character has long been in the works. So I think with all the Bluey talk, we're probably, you know, the cutesy animal characters are probably making a comeback, and so they're like, hey, Warner Brothers, I don't think they're doing a Bluey movie, I think somebody else do it, but they're doing this, like, hey, let's get some traction with Hello Kitty, because sure, why not? Or they're trying to rekindle the Barbie fame, I don't know. But no, Taylor, I mean, for the most part, yeah, like, it's Western and neo-Western. It's not all cowboy. I believe it is going to be animated. So it hails from Warner Brothers Pictures Animation. So it is going to be an animated film. So don't worry, she's not I mean, I'm sure she's had like direct-to-video stuff in the past, but this is the first big theatrical release she's had. Why did they wait 30 years to make movies after they are? Hello Kitty's still pretty popular. At least in Japan, she probably is. But yeah. Hit the like button for me, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah, it was beforehand, so but the hit gold with micro movie, they'll hit with exactly. But yeah, Hello Kitty. If you're excited for it, cool. If you're not, oh well. The guy who ruined Spider-Man, aka Zeb Wells, apparently to write a Buck Rogers movie at Legendary. Mary Parent and Cale Boiter are overseeing the project for Legendary. Now, Zeb Wells is famously, or more infamously, a comic book writer. He's written a lot of amazing Spider-Man stuff, which, is not exactly revered. So, yeah, so I don't expect anything good coming from this. So, yeah, looks like Buck Rogers is going to be at the mercy of shit writing. Well, at least we still have that Barbarella movie coming out. Next up, Avengers Doomsday trailer description reveals a big Doctor Doom twist. Downey went full monster, speaking of Hunchback. So the person who saw it said it's not finished, but this person was surprised by the amount of footage they showed of Doom in action. This is not a teaser trailer. You're going to get not just a glimpse of Doom, you're going to see Doom. This is all coming from Chris Gore, by the way, who's a relatively good source. The way the character was described in terms of Downey's interpretation is a classic Universal monster like Phantom of the Opera. It's a tragic and broken figure, and part of it is his armor. Doom must have the armor because he has a broken body, scarred. He went full Universal monster with the interpretation. He needs the suit to actually function. So that's definitely, but of course our favorite boy, Jeff Snyder, and then John Roca added to this, comparing Doom to Darth Vader and suggesting he will be a tragic figure, having lost his planet and the woman he loved. So they're kind of making Doctor Doom generic, but I like the idea of it being a full Universal monster. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I mean, the Universal monster stuff is cool, but I guess Darth Latveria seems to be what they're getting. Maybe Doom will have a monologue about sand. Who knows? But next up, we have Jim Carrey as Freddy Krueger may actually save the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Now, somebody mentioned a couple weeks ago, like, who they want to see as Freddy Krueger, and somebody suggested Jim Carrey, and now the internet is on fire because of it. But Chuck Russell, who wrote, I don't think he directed, he wrote Dream Warriors, and he's like, I think Jim Carrey should be fucking Freddy Krueger. And it's like, please, for the love of God, no. But I think it would be kind of, I mean, with Jim Carrey as Freddy Krueger, we might actually get a movie that's worse than Freddy's Dead in the remake. So yeah, cool, great. But Ben Foster for Freddy, definitely an interesting choice. That's okay, neither can I. But yeah, cool. Yes, Chuck Russell, don't agree with you. Made great movies, love you for that, but I don't agree with you on this. If we're gonna say anybody, Walton Goggins. So I would say one of a couple. Either get Robert Englund back, maybe Walton Goggins, but outside of that, don't continue the franchise with anybody else, because there's only one Freddy. There's only ever going to be one Freddy. Boom. There you go. So John Williams apparently is going to score Steven Spielberg's UFO movie, marking the duo's 30th film together. It's like, bro, do you know any other composers? Goddamn. But hey, John Williams, even at the age of, I think he's 94, 95, I think maybe even 98, I don't even know anymore. He's still rocking it. Even with Garbo movies like Rise of Skywalker, he's 93 years old. He still rocks it, so good for him. I think, I think this is awesome, and I can't wait to see what Spielberg has in mind. I mean, Close Encounters is amazing, E.T. is amazing, so I can't imagine how, Spielberg will finish that trifecta. So, yes, he did. It was actually pretty okay. Not the greatest thing ever. I had a lot of fun with it, but it could have been better. They tried to do back-to-back movies, like it was like going to be the movie and then a sequel, but then they never got the sequel made because the first movie did so poorly. But, a man can dream. I apologize. I don't know. He's not on. Maybe he can answer in the chat for you. But yeah, next up, Keanu Reeves, Tim Miller teaming up for unique sci-fi movie Shiver. Warner Brothers Pictures has picked up the hot package, which is being described as having tonal shades of Edge of Tomorrow and The Shallows. But Matthew Vaughn is apparently going to be producing it via Mar Films, and Ian Shore wrote the script for Shiver, which, it's being described as, Edge of Tomorrow and The Shallows. Plot details are very hazy, but the word on the street that the story centers on a ne'er-do-well smuggler who finds himself in the middle of a deadly double cross while on a job in the Caribbean Sea, resulting in him surrounded by bodies, hostile mercenaries, and thirsty sharks alike. He next finds himself in a deathly time loop and scrambling to break the cycle. So he's done a couple movies that I've never heard of. So it sounds interesting, but I frankly don't trust Tim Miller anymore because all the goodwill he had with Deadpool pretty much went down the shitter. So, yeah. I think, exactly. Wonderful. Keanu Reeves, always a good thing, but I don't trust Tim Miller. So, we'll see. Next up, Disney channels will be pulled from YouTube TV as companies fail to reach new deal. ESPN, ABC, and other Disney-owned channels will be dark on the pay TV service for now until they get a new deal soon enough. So, yeah. So anybody watching any sports like this or any shows or anything or any movies from these channels, well, sorry. You're not going to be getting anything anytime soon. Apologies. But next up, Ridiculousness. Often the only show on MTV is finally ending after 14 years and 46 seasons. This show that was somehow still on the fucking air is reaching an end. Just as MTV reaches an end because it was announced that MTV would be discontinuing. So, oh no. Anyway. Does anybody even still fucking watch this shit? Anyway. But apparently Elijah Wood crashed a Lord of the Rings inspired wedding in Hobbiton. So the Hobbiton movie set in New Zealand. And don't worry, he didn't steal a ring this time. So if I was having a fucking Lord of the Rings wedding and fucking Elijah Wood came and fucking wrecked it, honestly, that's awesome. I don't care. Correct, enterprising. Correct. But yeah, this is very funny, very cute. Love to see it. Next up, apparently somebody at the Everyman local theater deserves a raise. Get your freak on. Freakier Friday and Weapons out now. Do you smell the Oscar nomination that The Rock is cooking? Too bad Dan isn't here to enjoy that. Summer Showdown, Longlegs versus Minions, England versus Spain, Deadpool versus Wolverine. All right, okay. But very funny, very cute. Fully a don't miss. Joker 2, don't forget to smile too. Rock with Springsteen, build a monster with Frankenstein, regret nothing, and it will put a spell on you. There's no place like Rome, Mescal in Gladiator 2, Paddington in Peru, it'll be wicked. Don't be a chicken, run and come to see Wonka. Look up, enjoy the blues, Superman versus Fantastic Four, it will be Smurftastic. Come together to smell the roses, join a Thursday murder club, and celebrate the life of Chuck. Very cute, very nice. That guy definitely does deserve a raise. But the last quick hit we have, apparently, Dictionary.com named 6-7 a number as 2025's word of the year. Yeah, thanks. I mean, our generation had 21, so it's whatever. Brain rot, ladies and gents. Oh, the memes of today. But anyway, but that's it for Quick Hits, guys. We're done. So, thank you for watching this lovely little, hang on a sec. Thanks for watching this lovely little part of the show. We're going to be getting into DC news soon, and then of course we're going to then be getting into Fancast Friday. So obviously stay tuned for that. We are going to be getting into it. So hold on to your butts. It's time. It's DC time.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Honka honka.
Hello, welcome to the DC side of things. I am John. Very nice to see all of you. Don't worry, we're going to get that ticker in, even though the ticker didn't really add much today. But that's beside the point. Thank you for coming into the DC side of things. If any trolls enter the chat again, we will be aware of them and we will, get them the hell out of here. So, I do want to do one more thing. I'm trying to get certain things. Anyway, but yeah, so thank you for staying with us, of course. But yeah, lovely to see it. But thank you. Thank you. But who is still in the chat with us? Want to see what we are? We still have Tony in the chat. We still got Elite Easy, Enterprising Acres of Movies, Bane Will Break You, and Figure Drawing, and tons more. Hunter Eggy. Thank you, Enterprising, for the super chat. Bring it on. Don't worry, Geeky Guy. I will bring your super chats in later, but there we have a theme going on, so but let's get into the DC side of things. It's going to be very quick because, of course, we have our, DC quick hits, the Paradox Pelicans of the DCEU news. So, I think that's pretty great. But the first thing we have is talking about DCKO, the big comic book, arc we have today. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a very big thing. And of course, it says these are the character designs of Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne. So I don't know what's going on specifically in DCKO right now. However, I think we are going to be getting something pretty awesome. I know that the everything in regards to DC, it's been getting some good reviews and all of that. No, this is in the comics right now. This is DCKO. This is the ongoing storyline in the comics because it's bringing in the Absolute Universe and such. So, we are going to be obviously talking about that a lot. So, but yeah. But Ico Rich is apparently not very invested. Sounds hacky and formulaic if you just read the description of it. However, the execution has been fantastic. Okay, that's I mean, I feel like that's every like comic book big event and crossover. Like even Superpowers, Christ on Infinite Earth, like a lot of these, like they seem shitty but are actually pretty good. But I love these costumes; they're pretty great. And also, thank you for the super sticker and enterprising. Tim is always looking fabulous. We stan Tim Drake in this household. Let's just get that perfectly clear. So, Tim Drake is the best Robin. There, I said it. Anyway, awesome. Yes, amazing. But yeah, love it. Bats are red and gray. Yeah, duh. But yeah, this is for the comic book event right now, and I'm just gonna do something real quick. We are gonna get rid of a whole bunch of these, and there we go. Perfect. Now we have some fan art. We have some wonderful fan art of Supergirl. Our upcoming Supergirl film should be, coming out in June. But Job Hutz, go follow him on Instagram if you would like to. But apparently he did this wonderful image of the Girl of Steel, the Woman of Steel, however you want to, talk about it. Because I know people get iffy on girl stuff, which is fine. Like, I get it. Like, it's not like totally like, oh my God, how dare you? No, I get it. But this looks phenomenal. Yeah, no fucking shit. That's like saying, hey, the crest of Superman will appear in a Superman movie. No fucking shit, Sherlock. They literally said they're filming with him in the reshoots right now, and they're using the suit that was in the DC museum. Of fucking course Superman is going to be in the goddamn movie. Meanwhile, fire is hot. Jesus Christ. But we love to see our Woman of Steel being awesome as always, and he did a great job. Her face kind of reminds me of Katie Lotz a little bit, from Arrow and the Arrowverse, of course. But we love to see it, and I'm sure you guys love to see it as well. So yeah, we love Supergirl here. But the next one we have is an anniversary. But apparently, happy anniversary to Metamorpho, the character Metamorpho. Our boy Anthony Kerrigan apparently had the first makeup camera test on March 12th, 2024. So there he is. And I gotta say, I still love this vibe, this overall vibe for the character. We've gotten a lot of good stuff. Like, I love the attention to detail here, and I love how they did the face, how it looks like kind of like not real, the eyes and all that. So I think they did a great job with this. Anthony Kerrigan did a great job in the role, despite a very small role. So, what? I'm so confused right now. Is it because I move around a lot? Sorry, I'm very fidgety. I'm sure you've noticed this in other, but like I don't think I have like an ADHD like texture like posture thing, but like I'm very fidgety in a chair, so hence why I'm like moving around. I move around a lot. I do this. I kind of swing the chair. I like pull in. My pants get caught and it becomes tight around my legs, so I have to make it loose and get up. I apologize for that. But goodness, John, it's because you are extra spicy? I'm so confused right now. I don't know what is going on here. Just because I said I like Supergirl? That's it? I mean, sure, I guess. I just like the character. Why are you being weird about it? Okay. Fucking weirdos. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Metamorpho, love it. If I filibuster, I apologize. I'm kind of tired and not really all there. But it's DC quick as the flash hits. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Zack Snyder continuing to not letting it the fuck go. Speaking of, oh God, I might bring Bass Reeves back into the chat. Ewy. Zack Snyder unable to let it the fuck go, which is a shame, but here we are. But you know, since everyone is like, oh, even though this dude, like we joke, but like Zack Snyder is like done. He's done with these fucking characters. He's never gonna come back. He's never gonna come back to DC. No, obviously this is joking. Here's the thing about Zack Snyder. I don't hate Zack Snyder. I think from what I have heard, he is a gentleman and a perfectly fine individual, and a lot of people love working with him. That's fine. He's just reliving memories. And of course, this is going to get buzz. He's not a dumbass. This is going to get buzz. People are going to start talking. But the thing is, I also don't like that that's stoking the flames of something that's not there. So I also don't totally like that either. It's a great shot. He's a good photographer, not a good director, but that's beside the point. Yeah, Nightfall Batman was cool. I think I rated that a B on my Batsuit list. You know, I'm smarter than the current guy, but that's not saying much. Pretty sure a toilet with poop in it is probably smarter than that guy. So, you know, he does admire his work, and that's nice. I don't admire his work, but that's beside the point. Affleck would be pushing 60 by the time anything new could. Exactly. Like, the most you would get is like animated movies, which is like fine, but like, here's the thing. Would I like to see his vision be completed in 2 and 3, Justice League 2 and 3? Sure. Like, that's what I hope for any filmmaker. But, like, you know, but make it an Elseworld thing. But here's the thing. I don't even think Zack Snyder wants to. Yeah, he's reliving some good memories. I joke that he can't let it the fuck go. But, like, at the same point, I'm joking. I'm just trying to be funny. Like, that's the whole thing. It's all funny. I'm pretty sure he would laugh anyway. But yeah, I think he just wants to post these images and have a good time, but a lot of people just kind of take this as, take this as like stoking the fire in the flames, which I don't totally love. I mean, he did Twilight of the Gods, which apparently fucking came out and I didn't realize it. So there's that. But the thing is, he's smart. He's a cocktease, just like James Gunn is. So, you know, he loves, you know, being like stoking the flames, which I don't love because his fans, well, his extremist fans are fucking, for lack of a better word, batshit. So, you know, there's that. Exactly. I mean, you know, they think they have hope, but they have false hope. Yeah, it's a weird thing to post, but I think it's just because he's entered the Instagram space that he wants to post this stuff. Like, he's like, what else do I have to post? My life. Nobody cares about that. So that's good. Great. No comment. Snyder is fanning the toxic flames. Boo. Can you show those grown-up Robins again? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Very cool. Look at that. This kind of reminds me of the Jean-Paul Valley Knights bat suit a little bit. This reminds me of the current one with like the blue logo. This is a very Damian Wayne. He's got sword, red eyes, leather pouches. And this is very Jason. It fits their personalities very well, with the exception of, I feel like Dick Grayson would more so wear the blue than Tim Drake, but that's beside the point. But yeah, good looking stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on. But to the Reeves verse with Colin Farrell talking about the Batman Part 2. I had many thoughts to share about with Matt about the script. I really do think it's a masterwork, kind of a contemporary genre masterwork. It's so brilliant, and Robert has got such a lovely journey to go on and take the audience through. It's dense. It's really, really intelligent. It's so deep and detailed. I'm saying too much. I think it's going to make an extraordinary film. Yeah, but here's the thing. Of course he's going to say that. He's not going to say the movie sucks and the fucking, like, script sucks and, you know, but, like, of course, yeah, like, no shit. This needs to be a thing. What are you talking about? This needs to be a thing. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you, Dan. Mora? I don't know what you're talking about. At this point... Perfectly said, Iko Rich. Perfectly said. But yeah, I can't wait for this. After the Penguin, it got me more hope in this universe. So that's great. But also because I couldn't really fit this anywhere. Justin, you guy also give us another super chat. But when we were talking about Doctor Doom, big man in a green cloak, take that off. What are you? RDJ Doom, genius, billionaire, sorcerer, or monarch? Yeah, I could see them doing that, unfortunately. But yeah, this looks great. Colin Farrell giving his thoughts, of course. But then now we get into the quote unquote big story. Well, that's not the only thing about Alexandra Daddario. Heyo. She addresses whether she would join James Gunn's DC universe as Wonder Woman. But they asked her because she's doing press for her new film, I Wish You All the Best, and she was asked about being Wonder Woman or Catwoman, and she says, I have to be honest, I haven't seen any of that fan art. However, Dario made clear that I'm flattered to hear that it's happening, but I haven't seen it. If the offer were to present itself, she would love to join the DCU, saying, but of course, working with James Gunn would be amazing in any capacity, but I wasn't aware that that was going on. So it appears that, Daddario was not aware of this stuff, which kind of makes sense because, why would she? I mean, some people are aware, but most people are not, of like fan art and fan casting. Nobody really cares about that except, the fans. So, so Hunter Iggy is, what were my thoughts on Alexandra? So I don't think Alexandra is going to be Wonder Woman anytime soon. I think she's kind of reached past that point. What are my thoughts? I think she would be okay. I don't think she would be the best. I kind of agree. I think it was Enterprising that said it, or Elite Eazy-E, where they said they're not like bulky enough. Obviously, they can pack on some muscle, but like I feel like in terms of her, she could do a good job. I just think there are better actresses. Here's the thing. I don't think Daddario is a horrible actress by any means, but she's not exactly the best actress, and we want someone who's a step above, maybe a couple steps, actually probably a staircase step above Gal Gadot in terms of acting. So I could see her as Donna Troy. I could definitely see her as, honestly, I would love to see her as Zatanna. I think she would be really good as Zatanna. Catwoman, she doesn't have like an edge to her that Zatanna needs. Exactly. Adria Arjona. Or Katie O'Brien, one of the two. Yeah, calm down, Tony. Kal-El, no, hold on, hang on, anyway, and remember, boys and girls, that is a Zack Snyder directed line right there. But Amazons are ageless, so I guess it doesn't matter which one she plays. Yeah, obviously. That is, of course, that. But I think, I think she would do a pretty good job with the role, but I don't think she would be the best for the role. But moving on to other things, apparently Lanterns is not expected to release until after Supergirl, which is what I've been saying for so long. Source, Hollywood Reporter, speculation clarified by Lantern Podcast. So the Green Lantern Podcast, you're quite the eagle-eye reader. Yes, we expect Lanterns will now come after Supergirl. If you want to mention on your podcast, feel free to refer to what reporter, blah, 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 blah. But essentially they're saying it is going to come after. So, yeah, all right, Tony, fucking calm down. Jesus, keep it in your fucking pants. But in terms of this, yeah, I mean, I kind of expected that. Like, I just was going off of what everyone else, oh yeah, it's going to come out before, but it's a show that started filming after Supergirl. It started 1 month after, and then it's 8 hours versus 2.5 hours of content that started after the fact. I figured that it was going to come after, but everyone's saying, no, Lanterns is going to come out before. I'm like, okay, I guess Lanterns is going to come out before, but like, I could have fucking told you this, but everyone else was saying like, oh, it's going to come after. But I don't think there's going to be any Lantern cameos in Supergirl. Maybe, okay, maybe one. I mean, she's going across the universe. It's going to be a cosmic adventure, so maybe, maybe they'll do something okay with it. Yeah, after Supergirl, because here's the thing. If we look at it like this, Supergirl started filming January of this year. Lanterns started filming February of this year. I understand TV is faster than superhero, faster than movies. Movies have a lot of time to, do that. But the thing is, Lanterns just finished filming. Aaron Pierre confirmed that like a couple weeks ago. And that's like, and hell, Clayface just finished filming a couple weeks ago, or this week, or this past week. And that's coming out in September. So I would imagine that Lanterns is probably going to come out towards the end of the summer, if I were to take a guess, because that's around the time that Clayface is going to come out. So I'm going to guess like it's going to be a summer release or a late summer release. So, exactly. You got to nail those so like people don't complain like the Green Lantern movie. I want Guy in everything. Yeah, of course we all do. Who doesn't love Guy Gardner? But yeah, I mean, I could have guessed this, obviously. But I think this is awesome. Whenever we're going to get it, I'm excited for it. So, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, we have one more quick hit, and that's it for DC. But Home Together, look at this. James Gunn wishing us a very happy Halloween with the scream from two very scary individuals, one actually scary and one a good guy. And then we got Superman and Lex Luthor. So very, very cute little image to end on for us for Superman and for James Gunn. Someone did this, which is really funny. But that seems to actually be it for today. So thanks for watching the DCU Daily. Now, this is not, the ride's not over yet. We are going to be doing Fancast Friday, a Halloween-themed Fancast Friday. Unfortunately, it's not going to be very much Halloween-themed because it's not on Halloween anymore. But hey, for all the people in Mountain and Pacific times, it's still Halloween for you guys, even for a little bit. So this is for you guys. But we do have Fancast Friday. We're going to be getting into that. We're going to be getting into the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sam Loomis. So, my man. Anyway, I can't wait to see him as Lobo. That's going to be awesome. But that's it for today for DCU Daily. Thank you for joining us. Remember, we have Fancast Friday. Give us like 15, 20 minutes, and we'll get that for you all ready and set to go. But until then, we shall be blessed at the end, in addition to being blessed at the beginning. So here we are. And ta-ta for now.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you really I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka!
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, forever and always, fuck Jeff Snyder.